We're Everclear. Just your average band of losers and one-hit wonders.
Hey, it's Matt Pinfield, and I'm here in Art Alexakis' studio. We're really excited to be celebrating the 30-year anniversary of the band Everclear.
The group's current single, Santa Monica.
Everything to everyone.
Father of Mine.
I Will Buy You a New Life.
AM Radio.
Wonderful. How would you describe your music?
We're just a dorky rock band. We like to sweat, and if we're not sweating by the end of our first song, we feel like we're not doing something right.
We have pretty hard rocking songs with stories. There's really not a lot of bands that do that combine the whole singer-songwriter thing, which I basically am, in a band that just really kicks you in the teeth.
Art, how does it feel to reach that 30-year milestone?
It's kind of surreal, man. You know, when you start a band and you write some songs, you don't know where it's going to go. I'm extremely grateful that here I am 30 years later, I'm still playing rock and roll for a living. It's pretty awesome. I was born and raised in Santa Monica, California. I grew up in a housing project in Culver City, which was about 10 miles away. When I think of important things, both good and bad, that have happened in my life, I always hear the music that was happening at that time. Did you do that?
I do, always.
It's just, that's the connection. That's the glue that glues it all together.
I started playing guitar when I was 14, 15 years old. Just a weird kid with a bad attitude. It just became this door. I just sit in my room and play music. And it became a whole different world for me.
I started playing in bands when I was like 16, 17. In '88, started a record label called Shindig Records and a band called Color Finger. Color Finger broke up. I met a girl in Portland. When I found out she was going to have a baby, my eldest daughter, Anna, we moved to Portland. I was going to start one more band. I put an ad in the Rocket. Do you remember the Rocket out of Seattle?
I answered the ad in the Rocket, local newspaper and stuff. We got together and started playing.
Scott, our original drummer, came and answered the ad. And I went and did rehearsals with those guys the first time, and it was horrible. We just muscled it out over the summer and got tighter and played as many gigs as we could. And then in the fall, I had a chance to record a record for $400. Seriously, $400. And it was a 1/4-inch 8-track, and we went and recorded every song we knew. It turned into our first album called World of Noise. I just found in a box buried somewhere the original tapes. And we're remastering them, and we're gonna put them on digital for the first time, because I own the record. We're excited that it's part of the 30th anniversary. World of Noise became a local hit in Portland.
We got Greg about a year ago. We had a different drummer for a while. It just didn't work out. Someone said that Everclear was looking for a drummer, and I knew I was the guy.
We started touring. We just went out and met people and built a following. Getting to a gig, maybe there's 3 people, maybe there's 300, but you play to all of them like you're playing to 3,000.
With World of Noise, momentum was building. Let's talk about signing to Capitol.
Things were building up, and we were starting to become a headlining band in Portland, and we had a showcase in LA, and when we played that show, we smoked it. It was awesome.
It's gonna be one of those nights, children. I could tell already.
2 days later, we started getting offers, and we had over 30 offers from major labels. You know, it just became a bidding war. I sent out a thing and said, okay, I want this many records, I want this much money advance. And they're all like, oh, that's reasonable. And then I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, I get total creative control, and I produce my own records. And poof, like almost all the labels disappeared, just crickets. You know, but there was still about 7 or 8 labels, and I'm like, okay, let's talk. We signed with Capitol, and then went and made Sparkle and Fade.
Here's something Kath is really going to enjoy. She just won herself a Capitol recording contract.
Let's talk about recording Sparkle and Fade. Because now you have a budget. What was that experience like?
Well, that was our first real budget. We had $85,000. That was just crazy. I remember listening to it, and I had it mastered by Bob Ludwig. You know, he's done so many famous records. And I remember listening to it that night. I couldn't believe how great it sounded. It sounded like a record. It sounded like a real record. Not like an indie record. Like a real classic rock record. It came out in May of 1995.
Well, the album exists. Question now is how to sell it.
Did okay, got up to like 14 on the alternative charts, started fading, and then we got played on 120 minutes.
Hey, Everclear, we're hosting 120 minutes, and right now, we're going to play a video off our new album, Sparkle and Fade.